5 people came to my 29th birthday party. I counted them as they trickled out between 7:30 and 8 p.m. Brian from the gym, Tyrone from work, Emma from down the hall, Daniel who drove 2 hours from Fort Collins, and Marcus, my best friend, who stayed until the bitter end making increasingly desperate conversation to fill the silence. The Costco sheet cake sat mostly untouched on my dining table. Happy 29th birthday, spelled in blue frosting that now looked less celebratory and more like a punchline to a joke I was the only one not laughing at. I'd sent 37 invitations. 37. My phone buzzed against the kitchen counter at 8:14 p.m. Mom. So sorry we couldn't make it tonight. Madison needed help with Bella's party tomorrow. You know how she gets when she's stressed. We'll make it up to you. Love you. I read it 3 times, each pass making my chest tighter. Like someone was inflating a balloon behind my sternum, pushing against bone until breathing became work instead of reflex. Tomorrow. Madison's party. For Bella. Her 8-week-old golden retriever puppy. My fingers moved on autopilot, opening Facebook. The event page loaded, Bella's puppy party. 53 people had clicked going. I did the math in my head. 53 people for a dog. 5 people for me. That was a 10.6.1 ratio of my family giving a hang about a puppy versus their son. But sure, I'm the dramatic one. The comment section was a masterclass in priorities. Aunt Karen. Wouldn't miss it. Bella is the cutest. Uncle Tom. See you there. Can't wait. Jessica, my college roommate. OMG, yes. I'll bring dog treats. The same Jessica who'd texted me at 4:23 p.m. So sorry, work deadline is destroying me. Rain check? Apparently work deadlines dissolve in the presence of golden retriever puppies. Scientific fact. I opened my budgeting spreadsheet and created a new tab. Birthday party breakdown. Community room rental, $200. Catering from Marcello's, $385. Decorations, $67.50. Cake, $89.82. Party favors, $5 total, $840.32. 5 guests. $9.40 per person who actually showed up. I'd spent a fine $46 per attendee to sit in an empty room and eat catered Italian food alone. I could have taken myself to a Michelin star restaurant and still had money left over for therapy to process the experience. My phone buzzed again. Madison. Hey, thanks so much for understanding. You're still coming tomorrow though, right? It's at 2 p.m. Mom's making your favorite potato salad. Everyone will be there. Also, can you come early to help with the balloon arch? Like noon maybe? We need someone tall, lol. I stared at that message. Let each word sink in like stones dropped into water. Not, sorry we missed your birthday. Not, we'll make it up to you. Just the assumption that I would, of course, show up early to inflate balloons for a dog's birthday party the day after they'd collectively decided mine wasn't worth attending. I typed, what time did you say? Her response came in seconds. 2 p.m. But noon if you can help set up? I'll be there, I replied. Because here's the thing about being the forgotten child. You learn to play the role. You show up. You smile. You help with balloon arches for dog parties while your own birthday happens in empty rooms with leftover cake. You do it because somewhere deep down you keep thinking, maybe this time will be different. Maybe this time they'll notice. Maybe this time they'll finally see you. Spoiler alert, they won't. But I didn't know that yet. Or maybe I did, and I just wasn't ready to admit it. I spent the rest of the evening cleaning up my pathetic excuse for a party. Packed away decorations, stored the leftover food, put the 5 gift bags in my bedroom, unopened. Looking at them hurt too much. By midnight, my apartment looked like the party had never happened. Like my birthday had never happened. Which, let's be honest, was pretty accurate to how my family had treated it. I lay in bed staring at my ceiling, thinking about tomorrow. About standing in my parents' backyard watching 53 people celebrate a puppy while nobody mentioned that 24 hours ago, they'd forgotten about me entirely. My phone glowed on the nightstand. The group chat had come alive. Dad. Looking forward to tomorrow. Madison's really outdone herself with the planning. Mom. I picked up the cutest little party hat for Bella at PetSmart. She's going to look adorable. Madison. You guys, I'm so excited. This is going to be the best day. I scrolled through 47 messages of my family being enthusiastic about a dog party. Not one person had asked if I'd had a good birthday. At 1:47 a.m., I fell asleep to the sound of my phone buzzing with more messages about puppy party logistics. The next morning, I woke up at 10:30 to 17 more texts in the family group chat. Madison sending photos of the backyard setup. Mom sharing pictures of the custom cookies shaped like dog bones. Dad posting a video of Bella wearing a tiny birthday crown. I got dressed. Jeans, t-shirt. Minimal effort for a maximum disappointment kind of day. At 11:42 a.m., I pulled into my parents' driveway in the suburbs. The house looked like Pinterest and PetSmart had a baby. Balloon arch over the front door. A literal red carpet leading to the backyard. A sign that said, "Bella's potty this way," with arrows. For a dog. I sat in my car for 3 minutes, hands gripping the steering wheel, practicing the smile I'd need to wear for the next few hours. Deep breath. Smile. Don't let them see it hurts. I walked around to the backyard and stopped suddenly. It was spectacular. Professional level spectacular. There was a cotton candy machine, a balloon archway that spelled Bella, custom cookies with Bella's face printed on them, a photographer, an actual professional photographer for a puppy's birthday, and people. So many people. Aunt Karen, Uncle Tom, cousins I hadn't seen in years, Madison's college friends, Mom's book club, Dad's golf buddies, neighbors, co-workers, 53 confirmed attendees, and from what I could see, they'd all actually shown up. "Oh, honey, you made it!" Mom appeared with a glass of wine in one hand, beaming. She hugged me with her free arm. "Isn't this amazing? Madison really went all out." "Yeah," I managed. "It's something. Come on, Bella's about to open her presents." The dog. The dog was opening presents. I followed Mom through the crowd, feeling like I was underwater. Everything muffled and distant. I found a spot near the back, next to the fence, where I could observe without being noticed. Madison stood in the center of the chaos, holding Bella, surrounded by wrapped gifts. People cooed and took photos. The professional photographer snapped away. Dad fired up the grill. Mom circulated with appetizers. Jessica, my college roommate, was hand-feeding Bella pieces of cheese. I stood there for 47 minutes, watched them sing "Happy Birthday" to a dog. Watched Bella open presents. Madison ripped the paper while Bella licked her face. Watched 53 people celebrate an animal's existence more enthusiastically than they'd acknowledged mine in 29 years. At 2:47 p.m., something inside me just broke. Not dramatically. Not with screaming or crying or throwing things. Just a quiet snap. Like a rubber band stretched too far for too long, finally giving up. I walked over to where Madison was holding court, showing off Bella's new designer dog bed. "Hey," I said quietly. She turned, surprised. "Oh, you're here. When did you get here?" "About an hour ago." Her face scrunched in confusion. "Really? I didn't see you. Well, what do you think? Isn't this incredible?" "It's something," I repeated. "Hey, I'm actually going to head out." "What? Already? But we haven't even cut the cake yet, and Dad's making burgers." "Yeah, I just remembered I have something I need to do." "On a Sunday? Come on, stay. Everyone's here." Everyone. Everyone except the people who'd cared enough to show up to my birthday yesterday. "I really can't, but thanks for the invite." I turned and walked away before she could respond. Moved through the crowd like a ghost. Nobody noticed me leaving. Why would they? They hadn't noticed me arrive. I got to my car, climbed in, and sat there, hands shaking. My phone buzzed. "Marcus. How's the puppy party? Surviving?" I typed, "Left early, couldn't do it." His response came immediately. "Good. That whole thing is screwed. Want to grab a beer?" "Actually, I think I need to do something else. Call you later." "You good?" I stared at that question. Was I good? No. I wasn't good. I was 29 years old, sitting in my car outside my parents' house where 53 people were celebrating a dog while my birthday remained unacknowledged. But I was done pretending to be good. I opened my phone and Googled, cabins for sale, Colorado mountains. That cabin listing haunted me from my car to my apartment that Sunday evening. I sat at my kitchen table at 7:43 p.m., laptop open, staring at those mountain views. The listing had been updated 3 days ago with a price drop, $372,000 from the original $425,000. Motivated sellers. My phone buzzed. The family group chat had exploded while I'd been driving. Madison, 3:47 p.m. I can't believe he just left. Like, who does that? Mom, 4:02 p.m. He's going through something. We need to be patient. Dad, 4:15 p.m. He's being childish, missing family events to look at houses alone. Aunt Karen, 4:33 p.m. This is very concerning behavior. Has he seemed depressed? I scrolled through 43 more messages dissecting my mental state. Not one asked why I'd left. Not one acknowledged the puppy party happened 24 hours after my forgotten birthday. I clicked Contact Agent on the cabin listing. Sandra Whelan called me at 7:58 p.m. Still interested? Very. Can I see it tomorrow? Monday works. I have 11 a.m. open. Perfect. After we hung up, I did something I'd been avoiding for 3 years. I opened Zillow and checked what my parents' house was worth. The 4-bedroom suburban palace where Madison still had her childhood room preserved like a museum. $847,000. Current estimated value. I stared at that number. My birthday party had cost $847,32. They lived in a house worth $847,000. The universe has a sick sense of humor. Monday morning, I called in sick to Morrison & Associates. First time in 8 months. At 10:47 a.m., I pulled into the cabin's gravel driveway. Sandra was waiting, professional smile in place. You made good time from Denver, she said. I left early. The cabin looked even better in morning light. Sandra walked me through every room, pointing out the new water heater, the updated electrical panel, the roof that still had 10 years of life. Inspection will be thorough, she said. But honestly, this place is solid. Previous owners really loved it. I stood on the deck, looking at mountains that didn't judge me for having feelings. I want to make an offer, I said. Today. You're sure? No second viewing? No bringing your family? I'm sure. $365,000. I can close in 30 days. Sandra pulled out paperwork. We sat at her car's hood, and I signed documents that felt like divorce papers from a family I'd never really belonged to. She called at 3:17 p.m. They countered at $372,000. Final offer. I did the math. Down payment, $4,400. Closing costs, $8,000. Emergency fund remaining, $336.18. Deal, I said. Congratulations. I'll email the paperwork. We'll need inspection scheduled, mortgage finalized. Oh, and you might want to consider a property manager. Property manager? For when you're not there. Cabin maintenance, checking after storms, handling emergencies, especially important in winter. I can recommend someone excellent, David Chen. He manages about 15 properties up here, very reliable. I wrote down his number. Thanks. At 6:47 p.m., I called David Chen. Sandra mentioned you, he said, voice warm. New cabin owner. Closing in 30 days. She said you might be able to help with property management? Absolutely. I do everything. Winter checks, emergency repairs, coordination with contractors. I also handle rental inquiries if you ever want to Airbnb it, though I'm guessing that's not the plan. Definitely not. Personal retreat. I get it. He laughed. Half my clients are escaping something. The mountains are good therapy. My rate is $200 monthly for basic management, monthly property checks, emergency response, contractor coordination, or $400 for full service, which includes weekly checks and maintenance scheduling. Let's start with basic. I'll probably be up there a lot anyway. Perfect. Send me the property address once you close and we'll get you set up. After we hung up, I felt something strange. Excitement. Actual excitement about a future that didn't involve measuring my worth by family attendance numbers. The family group chat had gone nuclear. Madison, 12:43 p.m. He's actually buying it. Like actually going through with it. Mom, 1:15 p.m. We need to talk to him. This is too big a decision to make alone. Dad, 1:47 p.m. I'm very disappointed in this behavior. Madison, 2:04 p.m. Mom's literally crying. Hope you're happy. I typed, offer accepted. Closing November 8th. Property manager hired. All set. The response was immediate chaos. Madison, property manager? You're really doing this? Mom, you've known about this house for one day. Dad, we need a family meeting. Tonight. Can't. Moving preparation. Talk later. I muted the chat. Marcus called at 8:23 p.m. Dude, I'm seeing the family meltdown in real time on Facebook. Madison posted a vague thing about family members who abandon you. Let me guess, 234 sympathetic comments? Try 387, but here's the thing. A bunch of people are calling her out. Jessica from college commented, wait, wasn't his birthday yesterday? Did you go to that? I sat up straight. Jessica said that? My Jessica? Your Jessica is coming to Jesus. There's a whole thread. People asking questions Madison doesn't want to answer. What's she saying? She deleted the post. I laughed. Actually laughed. Of course she did. The inspection happened Wednesday. The property passed. Every system checked out. By Friday, I had mortgage approval and a closing date. November 8th, exactly 2 weeks from my birthday. I didn't tell my family about any of it. Let them wonder. Let them spin theories. Let them experience what it felt like when someone important happened and they weren't invited. Saturday morning, I drove back to the cabin alone. Walked through empty rooms that would soon be filled with my furniture, my books, my life. No Madison's drama, no parents' guilt trips, no Aunt Karen's concerned trolling. Just space, mountain views, and the sound of silence that felt like freedom. My phone buzzed. David Chen. Got your paperwork. We're all set for November 8th. Welcome to mountain living. I sat on the deck that wasn't mine yet, but would be soon, and felt something I'd forgotten existed. Peace. My family could have their puppy parties and their group chats and their concerns about my judgment. I'd have this. Mountains. Solitude. A property manager named David who didn't question my life choices. And in 2 weeks, I'd be gone. November 8th came cold and bright. Moving day. Marcus, Daniel, and Emma showed up at 7 a.m. with coffee and the kind of easy energy that made loading my entire life into 3 vehicles feel less like loss and more like liberation. By 10:47 a.m., we'd arrived at the cabin. The mountains looked different now, not like a fantasy, but like home. We spent the day unpacking. Emma organized my kitchen while humming off-key. Marcus claimed the second bedroom's closet for visiting purposes. Daniel assembled furniture and told increasingly absurd stories about his new girlfriend. At 6 p.m., we sat on the deck with beers and watched the sunset paint the mountains orange. To new beginnings, Emma said, raising her bottle. We clinked glass. Nobody mentioned my family. It felt perfect. They left at 8:30 p.m. with promises to visit soon. Real promises from real friends. I stood in my cabin, alone for the first time. The silence felt different than loneliness. It felt like peace. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. I almost didn't check it. David Chen. Hey, just wanted to confirm everything looks good on your end? Any issues with utilities or water? I'll swing by Monday for the official first check. I smiled. Everything's perfect. Thanks for setting it up. No problem. Welcome to mountain life. Fair warning, it's addictive. The first week passed in a blur of unpacking, settling, breathing mountain air that tasted like freedom. I worked remotely from my new deck, walked through pine trees, fell asleep to silence instead of traffic noise. My family's group chat had gone quiet. No messages in 7 days. I'd blocked their individual numbers after Madison's 15th "We need to talk" text, but had left the group chat unblocked for emergency purposes. On November 15th, exactly 1 week after moving in, my phone exploded at 2:34 p.m. Madison. OMG, I just realized something. Madison, you're in the mountains now. Madison. With a cabin. Madison. This is perfect. I stared at my screen, feeling something cold settle in my stomach. Madison, I need a huge favor. Here it comes. Madison. So Tyler and I are doing this big Instagram campaign for his fitness brand, and we need amazing location shots, like rustic mountain vibes, you know? Very authentic outdoorsy aesthetic. I set my phone down, picked it up, read it again. Madison. Can we use your cabin? Maybe this weekend? It would be so perfect. We'd only need it for like 6-8 hours, max. We'll bring our own food, won't make a mess. Please? This campaign could be huge for Tyler's brand. I read those messages 3 times. She'd missed my birthday, thrown a party for a puppy the next day, ignored me for 2 weeks, and now wanted to use my cabin, the cabin I'd bought specifically to get away from her, for Instagram content. The audacity was actually impressive. I didn't respond. 3 minutes later, hello, did you see my messages? I opened my laptop and started working on a bridge design. 2:47 p.m. I know you're there. Your read receipts are on. I turned off read receipts. 3:03 p.m. This is really important to me. Tyler's counting on me. Can you please just respond? 3:15 p.m. Mom said you're still adjusting to the move. I get it. But this would really help us out. Family helps family, right? Family helps family. I laughed out loud. The sound echoed off my cabin walls. 3:34 p.m. Fine, be that way. I'll just ask David if we can rent it for the weekend. I froze. David. My property manager. How did she know about David? Then I remembered. Sandra had mentioned him in an email. An email Madison had probably seen when she demanded access to my cabin paperwork to make sure I wasn't being scammed. I waited. Sure enough, at 4:17 p.m. my phone buzzed. David Chen. Hey, interesting situation. Got a rental inquiry from someone named Madison? She said she's your sister and wanted to know about weekend rental rates. I told her the property isn't available for rent. She got pretty insistent, said you'd mentioned maybe renting it out? Just wanted to check with you before responding further. I typed back, the cabin is not, has never been, and will never be available for rent, especially not to Madison. Thanks for checking. Got it. Thought it seemed weird. She asked me to reconsider and that she'd make it worth my while, $500 for one day. I'm going to decline, just FYI. Please do. And David? If she contacts you again, or anyone else from my family, can you forward me the messages? Absolutely. Property owner's privacy is part of my service. 20 minutes later, David sent me a screenshot. Madison's text to him. Hi, David. This is Madison, the cabin owner's sister. He's being really difficult about letting me use the cabin for a photo shoot this weekend. It's for my boyfriend's business and could really help his career. I'm willing to pay $500 for one day, Saturday. We'd be super respectful and clean up everything. Can you help me out here? I think he's just being petty about some family stuff. If you could let us use it without bothering him about it, I'd really appreciate it. He doesn't even need to know. Just between us? I read that screenshot 4 times. She'd tried to go around me, offered my property manager money, suggested he let her use my cabin without telling me. Just between us. She'd tried to bribe my property manager to let her trespass on my property for Instagram photos. I took a screenshot of the screenshot and saved it to a folder titled Documentation. Then I called David. Hey, he answered. Saw you read the screenshot. Wild, right? That's one word for it. What did you say to her? Told her the property isn't available for any rental, that I work for the owner exclusively, and that any future contact would be considered harassment. Blocked her number after that. Thank you, seriously. No problem. I've been doing this for 12 years. You'd be amazed how often family members try this kind of thing. Just don't tell them is pretty common. He paused. For what it's worth? The fact that she knew about the cabin but tried to go around you suggests some pretty deep family dysfunction. You have no idea. Actually, I might. My parents own rental properties. I've seen siblings sabotage each other over real estate more times than I can count. Your boundaries are good. Keep them. After we hung up, I stared at my phone. Madison had escalated from asking nicely to attempting bribery and trespassing in under 2 hours. My family group chat erupted at 5:43 p.m. Mom. Madison is very upset. She said you're refusing to let her use the cabin for one day. This seems unnecessarily cruel. Dad. Your sister has been very patient with your behavior lately. The least you can do is help her with this photo shoot. Madison. I even offered to pay him and he won't respond. This is so typical. He gets what he wants and everyone else can suffer. I watched the messages pile up. Watched them paint me as the villain for not handing over my property. The property I'd bought specifically to escape them. I typed, Madison contacted my property manager trying to rent the cabin behind my back. Offered him money to let her use it without bothering me about it. Her words. Screenshot available if anyone wants to see it. Sent it. The group chat went silent. 30 seconds passed. 1 minute. 2 minutes. Finally, Dad. There must be a misunderstanding. Me. No misunderstanding. Direct quote. If you could let us use it without bothering him about it, I'd really appreciate it. Just between us? She tried to bribe my property manager to commit trespassing. Mom. Madison wouldn't do that. I uploaded David's screenshot to the group chat. The silence that followed felt different. Heavier. Madison. I was just trying to work something out. You weren't responding. Me. Because I don't owe you my property, or a response, or anything. Madison. You're being so dramatic about this. It's one day. Me. It's my cabin, that I bought, with my money, after you missed my birthday for a puppy party. You don't get access to my life whenever it's convenient for you. I muted the chat. Blocked Madison's number permanently. Sat on my deck and let the mountain silence wash over me. My phone buzzed. Marcus. Just saw your family group chat explosion on Facebook. Madison posted about it. Want me to screenshot? Is it public? Public enough. She's vague posting about family members who cut you off over nothing and people who change when they get a little money. Let her. I'm done performing for an audience that was never actually watching. Emma texted. Saw Madison's post. Want me to comment? Because I have words. Save your energy. She's not worth it. Daniel. Bro, your sister tried to bribe your property manager? That's actually insane. That's Madison. I set my phone face down and watched the sun set behind the mountains. My cabin. My property. My life. Madison could post whatever she wanted. Mom and Dad could defend her. Aunt Karen could concern troll. The family could collectively decide I was the problem. It didn't matter. I was here. On a mountain. In a home that was mine. And they weren't. 3 days after Madison's bribery attempt, the fallout was spectacular. Jessica, my college roommate, the one who'd missed my birthday for a work deadline, posted on Facebook. PSA. When someone tells you they can't come to your birthday party because of work, but then shows up to a dog's birthday party the next day, that's a choice. And when that person's family tries to manipulate property access through bribery, that's a pattern. Do better, Madison. The post got 487 likes. Madison's Instagram comment section became a war zone. People I'd never met were asking pointed questions. Wait, you skipped your brother's birthday? Did you really try to bribe his property manager? The math isn't mathing, girl. She deleted her entire Instagram. Marcus sent me updates like sports commentary. Aunt Karen just commented defending Madison. Jessica responded with the screenshots you posted in the group chat. It's glorious. I was sitting on my deck, drinking coffee, watching mountains that didn't care about Instagram drama. My phone buzzed. Mom. I'd unblocked her number the day before. Not because I'd forgiven anything, but because complete silence felt like their tactic, and I refused to use their playbook. We need to talk, her text said. Your father and I have been discussing the situation. I didn't respond immediately. Let her sit with the silence the way I'd sat with 29 years of invisibility. 2 hours later, I typed, I'm listening. She called within 30 seconds. Thank you for picking up, she said. Voice careful, measured. Your father and I have been reflecting about your birthday, about Madison, about a lot of things. I waited. We missed it, she continued. Not just your birthday party. We missed 29 years of you. We made you background noise in Madison's story, and that was wrong. I felt my chest tighten. What brought on this revelation? Jessica's Facebook post, and the comments, and Madison's reaction to everything. She paused. And honestly, your property manager situation made us realize how far Madison has gone, how far we've let her go. Where's Madison now? At our house. She's not doing well. Tyler broke up with her yesterday. I should have felt satisfaction. Instead, I felt tired. Mom, I don't say this to be cruel, but I need you to understand. Madison's pain right now? I felt that every day for 29 years. Every time you chose her dance recital over my science fair. Every time you made me understand why my achievements mattered less than her wants. That accumulated pain doesn't go away because suddenly you feel guilty. I know, her voice cracked. I know, and I'm so sorry. Your father and I, we want to do better. If you'll let us. What does better look like? Therapy, family therapy. We've already scheduled sessions. Madison is resistant, but we're making it mandatory if she wants to continue living here. I raised my eyebrows. You're actually setting boundaries with Madison? Turns out boundaries are important. She laughed, but it sounded hollow. Who knew? We talked for 47 minutes. She didn't make excuses. Didn't try to minimize. Just acknowledged, apologized, and laid out concrete plans for change. It felt surreal. I'm not ready to visit, I told her. Maybe not for a long time. We understand. The cabin is yours. Your space. We respect that. After we hung up, I sat with my coffee, now cold, and processed. My family was in therapy. Madison was facing consequences. Mom had actually apologized. It felt incomplete. Like the first chapter of a book that might get better, or might just confirm why I'd closed it in the first place. David texted that evening. Monthly property check complete. Everything looks good. Also had one more message from Madison today. Different number. Told her the property owner has requested no contact and that continued attempts would be documented as harassment. She stopped after that. Attached screenshot for your records. The screenshot showed Madison's message. I made a mistake. Can you please just tell him I'm sorry? I saved it. Didn't respond. Thanksgiving arrived 3 weeks later. I spent it with Marcus, Emma, Daniel, and 5 other friends. We cooked too much food, told bad jokes, played games that got competitive. Nobody guilt-tripped me. Nobody made me feel small. Nobody forgot I existed. It was the best Thanksgiving of my life. Christmas brought a card from Mom and Dad. Inside, a simple note. We're thinking of you. No pressure, just wanted you to know. And a photo of them at their first therapy session. Madison sent nothing. I'd blocked her on everything anyway. On January 14th, my phone rang. Unknown number. Hello? Hi, this is Jessica, from college. I got your number from Marcus. Hope that's okay? Jessica? Hi. Yeah, it's fine. What's up? I wanted to apologize, properly. I was a terrible friend. I missed your birthday for no good reason, went to that ridiculous puppy party, and then played dumb when Madison tried to manipulate the situation. She took a breath. You deserved better. I should have been better. I appreciate that. Also, I'm getting married in June, and I'd really like you to come. No pressure, but I wanted you to know you're invited, for real this time. I smiled despite myself. Send me the invite. I'll think about it. Fair enough. And hey, congratulations on the cabin. Marcus showed me photos. It's incredible. Thanks, it's been good. After we hung up, I walked out to my deck. The January snow made everything look clean, untouched. My phone buzzed. Marcus. Emma and I are planning a cabin invasion for Valentine's Day weekend. You're being invaded. Prepare accordingly. Me. There's a second bedroom for a reason. Marcus. Look at you. Building a life people actually want to visit. Character growth. He wasn't wrong. On February 13th, my phone rang. Dad. I almost didn't answer. but curiosity won. Hi, Dad. Hi, son. He sounded nervous. I won't keep you. I just wanted to say, therapy has been illuminating and humbling. Your mother and I are learning a lot about the ways we failed you. I wanted you to know we're working on it. No expectations. Just working on being better. How's Madison? She's struggling, but growing, I think. She asks about you sometimes. Not to get access to the cabin, he added quickly. Just asks how you are. Tell her I'm fine. I will. He paused. We love you. We always did. We just showed it poorly. Love isn't the problem, Dad. Priority is. But I appreciate you working on it. After he hung up, I stood in my cabin, and felt something shift. Not forgiveness, not reconciliation, just possibility. The kind that comes with time and actual change, not empty promises. March arrived with wildflowers and morning light that made the mountains look like paintings. I'd been living in the cabin for 4 months. 4 months of peace, of friendship, of existing fully without making myself smaller. On March 17th, my phone buzzed. Unknown number. This is Madison, don't hang up. I should have. But I waited. I mucked up. Her voice was small. The birthday thing, the bribery thing, all of it. I've been in therapy for 3 months now, and my therapist says I need to take accountability without expecting anything back. So, I'm sorry. For 29 years of making everything about me, for not seeing you. For the property manager thing, which was genuinely insane and I'm embarrassed about. You don't have to forgive me. You don't have to talk to me. I just needed you to know that I see it now. I see what I did. I took a breath. What changed? Tyler left. My Instagram imploded. I lost friends. Mom and Dad set boundaries for the first time in my life. And I had to sit with the fact that the common denominator in all my problems was me. That's a lot of growth for 3 months. Yeah, well, rock bottom is a great motivator. She laughed, but it sounded genuine. I don't expect us to be siblings again. I don't even know if we can be, but I wanted to say it. I'm sorry. I appreciate that. The cabin looks beautiful, by the way. Mom showed me photos from when they visited last week. I froze. They visited? Oh, crap. Was I not supposed to mention that? She sounded genuinely panicked. They asked permission first. They didn't just show up. David scheduled it and everything. I pulled up my messages with David. Sure enough, 2 weeks ago. Your parents requested a visit to see the cabin. I told them I'd check with you first. Should I decline? I'd been in Denver for work that day, dealing with a bridge project crisis. Had completely missed the message. Below it. No response, so I declined. Let me know if you change your mind. David had protected my boundaries even when I'd been too busy to respond. Madison? Yeah? Tell Mom and Dad they can visit, but they have to ask. And I have to approve. And David coordinates everything. I'll tell them. Thank you. We hung up. I called David. Thanks for having my back with my parents. That's what you pay me for. Though honestly, I do it because you seem like good people escaping bad situations. I've been there. Mountains helped me too. On April 14th, my 30th birthday, I woke up to texts. Marcus. Happy birthday. Cabin invasion in 3 hours. We're bringing cake. Emma. Birthday brunch on your deck. Dress code, mountain casual. Daniel. Made a playlist called Birthday Bangers Mountain Edition. You're welcome, Jessica. Happy birthday. Hope this one's better than last year. Mom. Happy birthday, sweetheart. We love you. Thinking of you today. Dad. Happy birthday, son. Proud of you. Madison. Happy birthday. I hope this year is everything you deserve. At 11 a.m., 7 friends showed up with food, drinks, decorations, and enough laughter to fill the mountain valley. We ate on the deck, told stories, played games, watched the sunset. At 8 p.m., after everyone left, I sat alone on my deck with a slice of birthday cake. It was the same Costco cake from last year. Marcus had bought it as a joke. But this time, the happy birthday and blue frosting didn't feel pathetic. It felt earned. I'd spent 29 years being invisible, 1 year learning to take up space. My family was in therapy. Madison was growing. My parents were trying. Maybe we'd rebuild something. Maybe we wouldn't. Either way, I'd built this. A life, a home, a chosen family that showed up. The mountains stood silent behind me, patient witnesses to one person's small revolution. I took a bite of cake and smiled. This year, I'd finally gotten what I'd been waiting for all along. Not their approval, just space to exist. And that was enough.